Right then, lads and lasses, how we doing, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's daily news video, we actually have some monumental Newcastle United transfer news. Newcastle United have received an inquiry from Chelsea to sign Alexander Isak. The Blues want the Swedish international, and it's been reported for quite a while now that they have had interest in the 21 Premier League goal striker last season. Let's get this straight off the bat. When we hear news about our star players, Bruno Guimaraes, Alexander Isak, that they could potentially be leaving Newcastle United, alarm bells are certainly ringing in our head. Now, I've got to say, the way this news is being portrayed, it's kind of scaremongering people. It's making people think, oh, well, he's going to Chelsea then, is he? I'm here to tell you the opposite. As always, you all know, I'm here to tell you the truth. I don't believe he will go to Chelsea at all, but if he was to move to Chelsea, Chelsea would be paying a world record fee. You heard that correctly, and I've got to say, Alexander Isak's a one-of-a-kind player, but a world record fee, not only could that revamp our squad, but it could revamp the football club as well. So look, lads and lasses, of course, we will take a look at both sides of it, but pretty obviously, we don't want Alexander Isak leaving, do we? Without further ado, lads and lasses, hit the thumbs up button if you do enjoy the video, subscribe if you're new, and let me know down below, would you sell Alexander Isak for the fee we are about to discuss? Without further ado, let's get into it. So just like I said at the start of the video, lads and lasses, it's been reported by the Mail Sport that Chelsea have made an inquiry for Alexander Isak. Conversations have taken place between the two clubs, and Chelsea have indicated that they do want to sign the striker. If they are to sign him, they will have to break their current record transfer fee, which is £115 million for Moises Caicedo. These lot, somehow, financial fair play doesn't seem to actually take part for Chelsea Football Club. They can go out there and spend whatever they want, selling themselves hotels and sort of stuff. It's absolutely daft, but I have got to say, Isak, let's get this straight. Bottom line is worth £120 million. And by the way, I'm not saying I would take £120 million. That's the bottom line. Of course, we're signing for around £70 million. A nice little £50 million profit. It would be nice, but I'm not taking that any day of the week. We all know that Newcastle United are restricted by financial fair play, but it's not that much for, we're not that much restricted that we need to raise up £100 million from an Isak or a Bruno. It's been said that if we do sell Yankuba Minte for the reported price around £30 million, that would solve our financial fair play worries before June the 30th, when we do need to sell players. So if Minte goes, which unfortunately that's a complete different situation, he has so much promise, but if he does go, Alexander Isak and Bruno Guimaraes are safe in Newcastle United. So if we don't have to sell these players, the price is going to go up even more, because of course we want to keep them at the football club. I have got to say though, if Chelsea offer Newcastle United £150 million right now, I don't think I'd even take that. The only money I would take right now is something like £190 million. Just stop there. No, of course, I'm not saying Isak is worth £190 million. I don't think any player in world football is worth that much, but it's the situation that we're in. If we sell Minte, we don't need to sell. Alexander Isak is rightly given our football player, so why on earth would we sell him for profit when there isn't another Alexander Isak out there? Which, it's quite peculiar to be in that situation, isn't it? When we sell this player, there's actually not another player in the world that can replicate what Alexander Isak does. Of course, people are saying Haaland's a better striker. Fair enough, but in our system, we don't need an Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland is an out-and-out goal scorer. For Alexander Isak, he's one of the most unique strikers on the planet. Passing, coolness, composure in front of goal, and of course, he's not your bog-standard typical striker. This guy plays like he's a 19-year-old winger from somewhere in the French league. He's so tricky, and for a striker, it's like we've never seen it before. He genuinely is that Thierry Henry regen. But like we were saying, lads and lasses, of course, if we were to sell Alexander Isak for, let's just say, £150 million, which it would certainly be considered, let's be real, I know it kind of sounds arrogant saying that we would consider £150 million, but let's just remind ourselves here, he is our player. We don't have to sell him. We set the rules here. We're no mugs anymore, and we aren't a selling club like we were under the Ashley era, selling our best talents on to better teams in the Prem and elsewhere, abroad of course. But I'm just going to say, if Chelsea offered Newcastle United £150 million, it would have to be considered. Of course, I don't want to lose Alexander Isak, but that, of course, £150 million would give us around £300 million to spend in the financial fair play world, which is a hell of a lot of money. We are talking a whole squad revamp, and of course, I don't want to use the word replacement here as a striker, because we can't find a replacement for Alexander Isak. Simple as, nobody can replicate exactly what he does. Of course, there's talk of Julian Alvarez leaving Manchester City because he wants to play first team football. he can't replicate what Alexander Isak does. Fantastic striker, fantastic player, younger than Isak as well, but still, I wouldn't have him to replace Isak. I know it sounds mental, but I genuinely wouldn't. This guy is our player, and he is undoubtedly one of the best of the world. Take back to the time where I told him he was the best striker in the league.
Thank you. Best striker in the league, bro.
Hopefully that keeps him around St James's Park for just that little bit longer, and if he does, by the way, smash that like button because I'm doing it myself. Yeah, no, I'm joking. But just to quickly wrap up the Alexander Isak situation before we take a look at an Italian centre-back that Newcastle United have been rumoured with in the headlines today. Alexander Isak, although talk of signing a new contract with Newcastle United, a new and improved one of course, to keep him here at the club, it's now been confirmed that he hasn't actually signed a contract yet. Although there is talk of it, nothing's been signed. But when he does, he will be one of the highest earners at the club, as you would expect. As it stands right now, Alexander Isak is on 120 grand a week. Bruno Guimaraes on 160. So he's going to get a fair bit there. And let's be real, this guy's one of the best strikers on the planet. Undoubtedly one of the best players in the whole league. He really deserves a wage boost. I know 120 grand a week is, oh my god, imagine we were on that. But certainly, in today's day and age, if we want to keep the best players, it's what's going to have to happen, and it's not going to hurt us, you know, to give him a little wage boost rather than paying £100 million for a player of his calibre. Moving on to a player that Newcastle United have been linked with today. His name is Federico Gatti. The Juventus right-footed centre-back has been linked with Newcastle United, and it's been reported by Italian media that Newcastle United are interested in signing the Juventus centre-back. Now, these claims were quickly put to the bed. English media, and specifically the Chronicle, has said that these claims are false. There's nothing too much to touch up on here. I just wanted to say, if you did say anything, the English media are claiming that these are completely false, and the 26-year-old will not come to Newcastle United. Now, I've got to say, I haven't been watching Federico Gatti too much, but he doesn't sound like the player that stands out to me. To be fair, I've watched 2 or 3 games of him when I was watching Matthias Sul for Frosinone, when Juventus and Frosinone were playing against each other, and I've got to say, he didn't set the world alight for me. I would much rather Italian centre-back in Riccardo Calafiori, my absolute goat, by the way. I'd adore him to come in Newcastle United, but there we have it. Federico Gatti, as of right now, is not linked to Newcastle United. Thought I'd just chuck that one in there. But there we have it, lads and lasses. Chelsea have made an inquiry to sign Alexander Isak. Pretty big news, but yeah, it's not happening, lads. Genuinely, in today's day and age, if he was to move to Chelsea, of course, he would get a bigger wage. He'd be living down in London. If some players like that for some reason, I've been down London a fair few times, it's an absolute tip. But I would just say, I don't think it's happening every day of the week. In footballing terms, take away, you know, where he's living and how much money he's on, it's a sideways move. Of course, they only finished 1 place above us. With the injuries we have, fair enough, they've had their fair few injuries, but the amount of money they've spent, they should be well clear of us, by the way. But there we have it, lads and lasses. Hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy today's video. Let me know down below your thoughts on the Alexander Isak situation. Subscribe if you're new, and yeah, certainly go and enjoy your day to day, by the way. It's absolutely boiling. I'm going to get myself down the beach, so apologies if I don't reply to your comments. Without further ado, lads and lasses, I've been Josh. Go and enjoy your day, people.